The president, of course, has alleged that there might have been some wiretapping of him prior to the election. The House Intelligence Committee is saying, get us evidence of that by Monday of next week. Are you confident that'll come through?
I'm confident we'll know by Monday of next week that there isn't any evidence. My instincts are really, really powerful on this, David. I know how this works. I know how you get a FISA. I know how the U.S. government gets the authority to listen in on the phone calls of a U.S. person. And none of those things are suggested by what the president tweeted out about 10 days ago. It just doesn't happen that way. The president hasn't had the authority to order such a thing for about 40 years. You got to go to a court, and there's no evidence that that's happened because the guys who would have gone to the court, Jim Comey and Jim Clapper, have said, directly and indirectly, they didn't do that.
If it didn't happen, if there's no evidence that that happened, what should the consequences be as you see it for the president? Yes, but also what's the consequence of making that allegation on the intelligence community?
Yeah, so we've already suffered a lot of damage because the intelligence community already knows that it's not true because this is what they do for a living. And so it's just one more kind of log on that fire that seems to have been building, confrontation between the new administration and the intelligence community. And David, there's probably sin on both sides here. So I would just suggest, as a member of the old community, but also as a concerned citizen, everyone take a deep breath and back away from this because the president needs the intelligence community, and the intelligence community knows their only purpose in life is to help him succeed.
So there's this cache of information that WikiLeaks says is hacking data, hacking information from the CIA. What recourse does this administration have against WikiLeaks? They're increasingly in a problematic position.
They really are, and I think WikiLeaks has proven themselves to be an enemy of the United States of America, and by that my definition is they are doing things whose only purpose can be to harm America, America's friends, and the way America keeps itself and its friends safe. If there were good answers, David, in order to shut this thing down, we would have exercised those answers already. I think we just keep plugging away. You know, one thought I had, and I really can't claim that I've explored it, have we exacted any consequences on Ecuador for giving Julian Assange sanctuary in the Ecuadorian embassy in London? You know, we are not required to make life as comfortable as possible for the Ecuadorian government.
Just a last question here. We're expecting an executive order on cybersecurity from the White House. That was expected but delayed a little while back. If you were to talk to the White House, what would you say would be priority one when it comes to cybersecurity?
Yeah, David, I've actually seen some drafts of that order, and I actually think it's quite good. It puts tasking out into the federal bureaucracy with fairly short timelines to come back and tell me how you're going to do these things. If you're looking for kind of the philosopher's zone, the secret sauce, I think the key to this is that our success or failure in cybersecurity is going to be more dependent on the success of American private industry and the private sector than anything that the U.S. government is able to do on itself. So I would counsel the president, think of things that unleash, liberate, get out of the way of the private sector doing things only the private sector can do when it comes to cybersecurity.